Hi everyone, welcome to my channel today. I'm sorry I'm not able to post any new video from the last few days, but today I come back with a new topic called the request management, or it's called a service catalog. So how this request management work actually in ServiceNow? Okay, let's take a normal example. I join a new company, okay, and my manager say, hey Atul, please go and raise a request for the laptop. What is the meaning of this laptop raise a request for the laptop? Here actually the term come request management. It means that company have some portal where I can go and log in and put a request for a laptop to me. Definitely depends that I am eligible for that type of laptop or not. Suppose some companies have a policy that if you are below manager level, you cannot take a laptop more than 50,000 cost. But if that is a demand of the project or the requirement of the project, then definitely you will raise that request and it will go for the approval. So in today's video, in today's session, we are going to be discuss that how I can create my catalog item, what is the meaning of the catalog item, and how I can create a workflow. So it will be end-to-end complete request management. Okay, so we'll not waste much time on this discussion and we'll take you to the next level. In ServiceNow, we have a three terms basically used in the request management. Number one is called the REQ, that is called the request. The second one called as a RITM, we call it as a request item. And the third one that is called the task, and we call it as a SC task, service catalog task. Okay, so if I say that what is the request? Atul Grover is a new joinee in a company, and he is asking, his manager is asked to raise a request for the laptop. That is a one request. Okay, if I put with the laptop, I put a request for the bag, I put a request for the mobile phone, then I am putting multiple items under that. Otherwise only one request will be there, that is called the request, and under one item will be created to issue the laptop to Atul Grover. That is called the RITM. Then what is the task here? Task is specifically assigned to a team who are going to be work on that particular fulfillment of the request. In request management, we never provide the resolution or the solution. We always do the fulfillment of that particular request. I'm again repeating. In incident, we have a term called the resolution or the solution provided, but in request management, we always fulfill the request. Very simple example. You raise a request to get something from the Amazon, some vouchers or something. You are requesting that something, and when they issue the Amazon voucher to you, they're fulfilling your request. Okay. Now I'll take you on a tour of the ServiceNow, that how this can be defined and where it has been visible. Okay. So for the end user perspective, always ServiceNow provides us a portal called the service portal. And this is the service portal which is available for the end user to raise a request. Okay. So suppose I am an end user here and I am coming here to raise a request for a laptop or for a desktop or for a phone or something like this. So where I can go? I can go and click on the request something, because I'm requesting something here, right? When I click on the request something, it will go in the background and will bring something for me. So these things you can see here, like this is called the catalogs. Simple meaning, when you go in any of the restaurant, they give you something called the menu. It is nothing, it's just a catalog. And in catalog, we have a, suppose nowadays this is a trend in the restaurant specifically, they give you the two catalogs. One is for the food and one is for the beverages. So like ServiceNow also give us the two catalogs. One is called the service catalog, one is called the technical catalog. So it's like something like this, food and beverages. Then if you open the food one, what you get? You get main course, you get fast food, you get desserts, you get shakes, you get limes, and all these things you are getting in the particular thing. So what is that? This is called the categories. So like this, we have a categories here, like this. And under that category, if you pick up one thing to be ordered, like if you're okay, you go in the morning, you are looking for the catalog item, and in the catalog you go for the breakfast section. In breakfast, you say, hey, can you give me a dosa or idli? What is that? That is called the catalog item. So these are the things which you can able to see here. These are the catalog items for me, and I'm putting that request to my team now to fulfill that part. So what that person do? He'll not providing the solution for the ordering the dosa. He's giving the dosa and he's fulfilling a request, and then you have a dosa and you will pay for the bill. Same concept work here as well. If you're ordering something from the portal, then definitely you have to pay something. In short, you are not paying. Your account is paying on your behalf. Your company is paying on your behalf. Okay. So now what we'll do? First, I will take you to that how a request work in the system. Okay. So few of the catalog items given by ServiceNow default to me. Like you can see here, there's a few categories here. Let me go in the hardware. In the hardware, I have desktop, mobiles, printer, tablets. In office, I have services. So let me take example that I am a new joiner here and I click on the desktop. I need a desktop now. Okay, I click here. This is the catalog item open for me. Company already said to me, hey, if you are going to request for this laptop, this desktop, you are need to pay 1,38,000. I said, okay, no worries. I'm executive here, so I can get a laptop or desktop as well. I click on the catalog item, and this catalog item open for me. Okay. What this catalog item says now, that this is the picture, this is the description. So we'll see once this activity will be over. I'll show you that how you can create your own request catalog item. So it says that, okay, what type of speed you are looking for in the CPU. I said I'm looking for this one, 3.73 processor. Let's say, if you're saying that if you're putting this, you need to be paid, you don't need to pay anything extra. I said no, I want something like this. Then it say you have to pay something for me. I said okay, no worries. Put the memory, what memory you need. If you put the 2 GB, the costing will be increased for you. I say this one. So you can see the cost has been increased now. What operating system you're looking for? I said I'm looking for Red Hat. What another requirements? I say I need a Visio, I need VLC, I need Netflix in this. So what are these fields you are working here? These are called the variables, and these variables are different for every catalog item. Okay, so like if you are ordering a pizza is a catalog item, and that pizza has a variable like what type of or what extra you need in the pizza. Thin crust, thin, some spicy, some mushroom, some cheese, some paneer, all these things. So these are the variable. That variable is not applicable for the burger, or I guess that variables are not applicable for the Pepsi. If you're ordering Pepsi or the Coke for you, or the shakes for you, right? So variables are different for every catalog item. Now I click on the submit here. If you want to attach something, you can attach. Click on the order now. When I click on the order now, it's asking, hey, are you requesting for you, or you are requesting for someone else? I said I'm ordering for my colleague. His name is Abraham Lincoln. Okay. Any delivery information you want. New Delhi. Any special instructions? Doorstep delivery. If you want to put something like this, click on the checkout. It means now you submit the request. Only one phase has been completed till now, that you just submit the request as an end user. Okay. So now this request has been submitted. I'll show you that how this request can be fulfilled. So being an end user, I got this request number for the tracking. Simply, we also got these numbers in our offices. I go here, I open it, click enter here. I'm searching. Now suppose that this request has been raised and it go to the backend team. Backend team see, okay, this request number is this, requested for Abraham Lincoln, requested by system administrator. It's pending for approval. Whose approval is pending here? Oh, it's pending for group approval. Which group approval? For this approval it's pending. Catalog request approval for more than $1,000. It means ServiceNow has given something in the background that if you're costing more than $1,000, it go for the request. Go for the approval. This is the second place, and you can see my request has been generated, my RATM has been generated. Let me see and show you here. Is any catalog task also generated for this or no? Let me scroll down. no catalog task. Why? Because I give this instruction to my system that unless the request has been approved, no need to create any task. Otherwise, still need to be work on the same, and the SLA will be breached. So now what I'll do, I'll go here, open my request again. And now I'll approve this request on behalf of the group. I'll show you that how you can create your own things like this. Don't worry. I'm just showing you the practical part so that we can understand, okay, what need to do next. Group approval, click here. I can say, okay, let me open it and I can approve it. Approved. If you reject, request lifecycle will be marked cancelled, totally cancelled. Okay, so I'm approving it now, or I click on the update. Once I approve, it means now the task should be generated. Or let's see if any other approval is planned or not on the same way. Okay, it has been approved. Let's go to the RITM. My state of the REQ has been changed to the approved. That's very much fantastic. It means my request has been approved. I go to the RITM. Okay, I can see my RITM in the open state. Earlier it was for the waiting approval, right? So now, sorry, the stage was waiting approval. Now it has been moved to the open state. I scroll down. See, my first task has been generated, for which order from vendor or move from into the stock inventory. It means now this task has been assigned to this procurement team to check that do we have this desktop in our system or not, in our stock or not. He will see, okay, I have this. Okay, he says yes, it is available in the stock room. Let me close my task, and he can mention the comments. Yes, it is there. Asset tag 789564, and he will close the task now. Close complete. Again, important point to understand here. If you mark close incomplete, again your REQ RITM lifecycle will be over. So be careful when you are doing these activities in the operational work. By mistake, if you mark as a close and incomplete, it means you are closing this request at the same time. But if you mark as a close skip, it will go to the next level. Next level, it will go to the next task. So let me put the closed complete. But again, here I want to show one more thing. It is a best practice that whenever you are working on any of the task, incident, change, problem, always make sure you put in the work in progress, so that you can get the you can get the productivity of that particular resource. And this particular person, this particular team is assigning a task to me. So let me put assign it to here. I guess nobody is there, but as this person is assigning a desktop to me, so he need to put the configuration item as well. He says I am putting it should be laptop actually. Let's see, because it's a desktop. So let's see if anything available in the CMDB. These things I'll be creating one more video on the CMDB very soon, so I'll share you that part as well. Okay, let me see and search for the class computer. My class is computer, and I click on the run. Okay, I am assigning this procurement guy confirmed that okay, you can assign this, and okay, it's already assigned to someone. Let me see, and assigned to should be empty. Alright, because only then I can assign. Otherwise, it's someone is assigning me the same. Assigned to is assigned to is where is empty. Let's click on the run again. Okay, so now he's assigning me to this laptop, this computer. Let me take this one. Fine. Now click on the save. He's assigned this configuration item to me. It means this asset has been assigned to me. I'll cover that part again, and he will close this task. Close complete. Click save. Done. One part has been done. It means procurement team confirm yes, we have a desktop, and I assigned this desktop to Mr. Abraham Lincoln. Let me go to the RITM again. Let's see what other task has been generated for which one. It's showing the awaiting delivery. It means, let's see if any task is there. Okay, it is going to the field services now to deliver that. He will go here, the delivery person, he will come here and he will see, okay, what is the address mentioned, something is there, and he will update. Dispatch. And he will close the task. You can directly close from here as well, that's not an issue. It has been done. Let me go to my RITM again. It's saying configuration. Okay. So I'll click on the configuration. Okay, he want to be put these things, which I now the parameters, the variables which I put it like these things he will configure for me. Okay. So suppose he done all configurations and is closing the task now. Okay. Now it's actually delivery. So it means, what does this mean? This is from the procurement team side, not from the actually delivery to the customer. So you can mark this task as a skip as well, because you're not ordering from the procurement team, or maybe you have a stock room some other place and your office some other place. So from that part as well, you can see the field services there and click on the deliver to customer. He will follow the instructions and he will deliver it. Let's close that task. Now you can see my stage has been completed, my state has been closed complete, and my all things has been delivered. Alright, let's see here. Click being an end user, what happened? Okay, so it's showing as a completed here, awaiting approval. So being an end user, I can track anything from this side as well. So this is a place where end user can be do it. Okay. Now I come to very important point, that how you can configure this catalog item at your end. Okay. So let's go here and see one important thing. Let me click on the hardware here. Go to service catalog. Okay. Click on the hardware. Okay. There is a no laptop category is there. So what you can do specifically, if I go here, so in the request management, three important terms which we discuss: REQ, RITM and SC task. That is from the, I can say, from the operation perspective. Now what is be important from the ServiceNow development perspective? Being a consultant, being a business analyst, you should know that how these things maintained in the background. I'm not a hi-fi developer, I'm not a hi-fi I can say the coder kind of stuff. The things which I know, I'm just sharing with you guys. Okay, so go and search here for the maintain. So you can see here maintain catalogs, categories and items, which we discuss here. Catalog, categories and items are there. Now what we'll do, we will create one more category for us. One more catalog for us. Number one, go and click for the maintain catalogs and click on the new. Let me put it here, training BA Atul. Any manager for this catalog I can put as a admin. Let me put system admin, sorry. Surprise that it's not taking, or it's will take admin. I guess some company issues there. Let me check quickly. Any user is available or this or not. Okay, sorry, I have an asset manager, my bad. So I'm putting this particular person as an asset manager, and I can put the description something like this. This is catalog for training only. Any background color you want to put, you can put. Any desktop image you want to put something, you can put. Catalog homepage, I don't want to put anything. Let's click on the submit. Save. My catalog has been generated. Let go on the this place and refresh. Is catalog is available in the drop down or not? Let's see. Oh, it's not there. Why? Because I just created a catalog. I did not add this catalog in the service portal. So what you can do here, you can go and search for the portal. Let me just copy my name here, this one, even though it will come automatically there as well. Portal, okay, and click on this portals here. Okay, so what portal we're talking here? So see, ServiceNow give us a lot of portals. You can see CAB, mobile, cloud admin, knowledge, benchmarks, and these are the suffixes we can use here. So this service portal we're talking, right? I click here. Okay, I scroll down. I'm not touching anything. I'm just going and putting a catalog here because I created one catalog, right? I click here and I click on the edit because I want my catalog item should be available here. Okay, it is loading. So this is our catalog which we just created. I click on the save. If you want any changes in this in the home page kind of stuff like this, you can do it from here as well. Here you can do menu, categories, page not found, KB homes, landing, anything you want to do you can do it. I'm not changing. Let me change some theme here. Let's try something. I say APM theme. Let's see. Right? Earlier it was stock, and now click on the save and cancel. This is the new functionality given by ServiceNow in the Paris release. I already created a video for this as well, so you can go and check that part. This is a new functionality given by ServiceNow, and let me click on the save now first. Okay, let's go here, refresh our page and see that is my catalog item appearing or not. Oh my goodness, what happened? Anything changed? Click on the home. Let's click on the home. If anything changed or not, let's see. Yep, these things I guess change a little bit. Yeah, so now I click on the request something here. When I click on the request something and see, I put some theme, so it goes totally on the top. It's gone. Oh, my catalog is still not appearing. Why? The reason is that that catalog did not contain any category and the item. Will a restaurant person give you the blank catalog? It's never. Until at least one item should be there, only then it will be appearing. It will be offer you to the choose something there, right? So this is the one reason that why my catalog is not appearing, because that catalog did not contain any category, or I'll not say the category, did not contain any catalog item. Okay, so how the hierarchy work here specifically I can say here. Okay, let me open this page here. Okay, so we have on the top, we have a catalog. Okay, then we have a categories, and then we have a items. Okay, so by this way our design from the development perspective I'm talking here, from the operation it's REQ, it's RATM, it's SC task. So you can say your REQ is like your catalog, your category is like a RATM, and your item is like a SC task. Okay, so let's go back here. Now what I have to do, I will create one category here under my catalog item, maintain, and we'll go for the categories, maintain categories. Okay, so you can see that these are the categories you can see here, like these are the categories coming from this particular area. You can see. Now what I'll do, I'll create my own category here. What is my category? Snow training. Under which catalog I want this to be put it? I want this to go in my training catalog. This one. Any location you want to put, any images you want to put, you can put it. If you want to put something, I want to put some desktop images, let me put it something. Okay, it's taking a little time, sorry for the same. I go to the pictures here, click on this, open it, click OK. Okay, so I'm just putting this image here now. Any header icon you want to put, any icon you want to put, let me put icon as well. I want to put icon as this one. This is one of my favorite image actually. The stakeholders, type of the stakeholders here. So I put this one. Okay, and click on the OK. Okay, fine. So my category has been created now. Let's see if it is be updated here or not. No, still not there. Again, the same thing. In the menu you have a categories, but don't have an item to be present to the customer. So now what we'll do? We'll create one item in this. Maintain items. So these are the items you can see, which we ordered just now. Apple iPad 3. It is there. Apple iPad 3. So the same manner we will create our own items. One item we will create now. So what we did, we create one catalog. We create one catalog category, and now we're creating an item. And item we can say admin training. In which catalog you want to put it? I want to put into my training catalog. Snow, right? Okay, let me search here. Okay, this is our catalog. Sorry, I was looking for this one, right? Now in which category should go? It should go to the snow. Snow training, right? What description you want? Admin training query. Anything you want to put it here, click like this. Do all these things you want to do, font and all things you want to do, you can put it. Okay, now before I move forward, let me save this and show you something now. Go and refresh this page. So let's see where's my catalog. Hey, fantastic, my catalog is there. Let's click here. I have only one category under that is ServiceNow training. Fantastic, it's appearing now. If I click on this, my catalog item is there. But my catalog item does not contain anything. No costing, no variables, nothing is there, right? So I'm just putting underscore. I know that this is coming from the item only, but you can put the fun good names here. Okay, let's open this now. Okay, if you scroll down, you can see the variables here, right? Click on the new variable. What you want on the form. I click on the new here. Okay, I'll say it is a multi-choice. Yep, multi-choice I'm putting here. Type of training, I'll just put one. Yep, so by default it's coming like this. Training type. Okay, rest I'm not picking anything as of now. No annotations, specifications, default value I'm not putting. These are just the way that how you want to put the drop down. It should be like down or one by one in the background. Okay, any default value you want to put, you can put it. Permissions, anything you want to put, you can put it. And order on the top means the sequence you can give it. Let me click on the submit. As this is a multi-choice, so I need to create the choices as well now, right? So let's save it now and scroll down, because I would need to put the choices as well. Put the choice question. Click new. Okay, no price, nothing. I can put 100. Text. basic admin, just Control C, Control V, submit. One value, let me put two more value. Okay, one value is there. Now let me go to the second value. Two values will add here. Okay. Oops, I did something. Yeah? No. Okay. Click here, new. Oh, oops, something went wrong, I guess. Let's see. I click by mistake. I click on the delete. It should not be deleted anything. Oh, fine. It is there. We are safe. Okay. Okay. Let me click on the new here. Okay. New I'm putting is a 200, recurring price 120, order 200, advance training. Same I can copy from here. Try to make sure the text and value should be always same, because this value has been used many places for the condition mapping as well. Okay. This has been done. Now let's go here and reload our page and see that what happened to my catalog item. So now you can see the amount is coming here, right? Basic and advanced, and this. And if I click on the advanced, its costing is this. Okay. Now let me go back to our catalog item only. Let's click here, and what is catalog item? Admin underscore training. Okay. Training. Okay. Let me put it here. Let me remove this underscore. It's not looking good. Okay. Now I'll come to this process engine little later. Okay. Before that, I come to the picture. If you want to put any picture here, icon, something, you can put it. Let me bring it here. And let me put a picture. Okay, this was my one of the guest lectures which I delivered earlier. I click on that. Anything you want to put as an icon, picture, or this was an icon, this is a picture, you can put it like this. Okay, so let me click on the click to add. Okay, and now I go to the choose file again, once again, and now I'll put this as a picture here. Open. Okay. Now definitely, if I'm taking a training, so I should know, I should tell my participants or my queries person that what is the price I'm talking here. Click on the pricing. I'm charging for 1000 INR. If you take every month, means if you refer someone, so I'll give you the 20 rupees more. Frequency you can set. I'll give you the every 2 weeks. Okay. If anything you want to do on the portal part, that instead of the request method, it should be request or submit. You can put it very easily. If you want to hide on the cart, quantity you want to hide, delivery time you want to hide, you can do it easily. That's not an issue. Okay. Let's go to the item details and let's see if anything is there. Metadata specifically we use for the searching purpose. Okay. Okay. Now only one thing has been left. What is that? Flow, workflow, or execution plan. Okay. If anything left here, nothing is there. Pricing is nothing. Okay. Okay, this is fine. Photo setting is fine. Okay. So now what happened that ServiceNow by default give us the workflow and the execution plan. Both are similar. If I'm saying similar, not the same. Both are similar but not the same. The way of working is a different. Workflow and execution plan works in a similar manner. So now what we'll do, we will create one workflow and we will assign that workflow to our catalog item. Okay, but before that, let's save it, because this is a part of our today's video only, and reload this page. Why it's coming? 2 days because it is coming from the execution plan. This thing. This is coming from the execution plan now. Okay. If I remove this execution plan from here and click on the save, and now reload this page. So my delivery time period is over, but this is coming from the frequency, right? These are things. So if you click order now or this add to cart, if you want to remove add to cart, you can do it from here only. Like it's asking for the portal setting, right? Hide add to cart, hide quantity, hide delivery time. You can hide it. Hide attachment. You can hide it. If I click on the save, I'm telling you this thing because these are the very important point. Don't consider that I'm just doing it for my session to be a little longer. No, my intention is that the person who is doing this reading or checking or watching this video, he or she should know that how these things can be defined in the background. Let me reload my page now. So many things will be over, which we tick, it will be over now. See, only order now is coming, right? Attachment is not coming, which we remove now. Let's go back and enable it quickly. Okay, and I'll put this as a submit. If you submit, this will be auto hide. Let me open it again. Okay, now the main point is that let's create one workflow so that I should know that you can say, Atul, whenever a user submit this request, it should go for the approval as well. Okay, so what you can do, go and click search for the workflow here. Click on the workflow editor. One of the finest facility provided by ServiceNow. I love this thing. And the way ServiceNow is growing at point of time, they are just doing no code work for us. You have to be just do the drag and drop, nothing else you have to do on that part. Okay. So in the meantime, you can see it's called submit here now, right? Attachments also there. Okay. So these are the these are the workflow which is given by ServiceNow. So approximately I can say it's more than 200, near about 83 catalog items given by, I'm saying catalog items, workflow given by ServiceNow. Okay, now what we'll do, we will create our own workflow. Click on the new workflow. Okay, I hope you will definitely enjoy this. That is my thing, and you will learn something. I say for my, I'm creating it for my catalog. So let me put training workflow. In which table I want to run this? I want to run this on the request item table, not on the request table. Okay. Okay, it taking time. Let it calm down. Oops. Okay. Because it's fetched the table details from the background in the complete database, so it's take time. So sc_req, that is my table request item. So let me bring that table. Okay, that is underscore item, right? So this is my table. I'm creating this workflow on this particular table, so that anyone can use these things. I'm not doing anything else because it is totally depend from the development perspective, the client requirement perspective, that what you want to do. I'm just putting the as a out of the box completely. Click on the submit here. I just created a name of the workflow. Okay, so it means now customer is ordered to do some to you. Okay, now what you have to do, the waiter will pick up the things and write something on the paper. It will get 2 copies. One copy will go to the billing department and one copy will go to the kitchen department. Okay, so it's saying, okay, your workflow has been ready now, begin and end. What you want to do in the workflow? I said, so okay, this is again the new point, that ServiceNow give us these 4 type of workflow activities: core, packs, custom and data. From the interview perspective, if you are a developer or if you are a functional consultant, you should know that what are the core activities available or given by ServiceNow. So these are the core activities. Generally, this question has been asked during the interview. click on the approval. So I can put approval group, approval user, approval action, approval coordinator, generate approval, manual approval, rollback approval. The same way you can see, whenever I run this workflow, a notification should go out. Create event notification. You can call some other, I can say workflow as well. You can put the task. So what we'll do now, we will create one approval. Simple, drag and drop, nothing is there. Very simple, no coding, nothing is required. If you are creating a normal catalog item, you can do these things. Okay, it's asking that, okay, I run on this table because it's checking from the parent one. Okay, let the load page the load completely. Yeah. Okay, name. I say admin approval. First, admin should be approved. Which stage I am not interested here. Which condition I'm not putting here, because I'm putting what I think I put the approval user. So I'll put my approver here. I cannot put the group here. Or I can, if you want, you can put it here as well. But I'm putting the approver here. Add me means it will go to the system admin approval. Okay. Any condition you want to put on the approval, wait for anyone to approve. First to approve, first response from anyone, condition based. It means that if I'm adding, let me add more people here. Adam, then I can say this. I can say one of my favorite user is there, is called, which I created for myself, Tuk Tuk. Okay. Okay, it's not appearing. Seems some access issue or something. No worries. Let me put it like this. Okay. So now, based on your condition, this will work. I say anyone to approve. If anyone will approve my request, it go further. But if anyone reject it, what to do? Reject the complete approval or wait for the other response? I say reject the complete approval. Approval column, yes, it should be in the approval. Where it should be captured? It should be captured in the approval column. One, what I can say, the related tag will be available and it should become there only. Any schedule you want to put? I said no, nothing. Simple. And let me see, anything is there? Okay, fine. Click on the submit. Okay, I click on the submit. It means one step has been done now. Okay, I want, okay, this has been done. Now what I want that once someone approve, a task should be created. And I click on the catalog task. Simple. Put it here. Okay. Table is by default coming from the parent only, so I'll not put it something. Let load the page the load completely. Okay, name. Callback for admission. Nothing. SC task. What priority should be there? It should be a P1. Critical task I want. Task value from. I say it should come from the field only. The field which is already given by my service now. I am using that only. Which fulfillment group it should go? I said it should go to my training group. Yeah, this is admin training group. Assign to runtime, I'll assign. Short description. Callback to user for admission. Any instructions you want to put something you can put, otherwise no schedule, nothing I'm putting here. Any script you want to put and want to add any variable on the runtime, you can add. Totally up to you. ServiceNow giving a lot of functionality. You can put it something here. I just click on the submit. Now till now what we did, just have a recap. We create one catalog, we create one category, we create one item. In item we created variables, and now to execute that catalog item, I'm putting a workflow here. Okay. So ServiceNow say, okay, hey, it's look good, right? So now ServiceNow say, click on this checkbox to validate your request, validate your workflow. Click here. It's like compiling my code in the background. Oh my god, it's saying that you have two warnings. Let's see what warnings are there. Validate transition out and validate transition in. What this mean? It means it's saying this workflow contains two activity without an output transition. It means You took your order from the customer, but you did not put anything in the workflow that where it should go, billing or kitchen. So let me show you here. So if you see here, let me put it something like this. You see here, I have this two workflow activity. This has input, but this reject don't have any output. So first I will put an output that if anyone reject, clear my case. Okay, fine. This Mr. Task don't have any input, don't have any output. So what I'll do, I'll put if someone approve my request, it should go to the task creation. And when the task has been closed, it will end my workflow. And now you can click on the validate. No warning, everything is very much fine. Now the important point. A workflow will not available for use until unless you will check in. I'll not say the check in until unless you will publish it. I click on the publish here. Absolutely fine. Let's go back to our catalog item quickly. This is my catalog item. Go to the process engine and search for that workflow which we created just now. ServiceNow, right? Let me reload my page. What is the name of my workflow? It's training. Sorry, it's not ServiceNow, it's training actually. Okay. Yep. We have a training workflow now. Quickly click save. Now everything has been done. I have catalog, I have catalog category, I have item, catalog item, I have a workflow, everything is there. Let's see how it's behave for me. Click on the home. So now it's come from the end user perspective. Suppose one of the users come to my website and he say, oh, Atul Guru is providing the training, and I'm actually providing a trainings. Okay, click on the request something here. He will search something here, training BA Atul. I provide basically the techno functional trainings. ServiceNow training, he click. Okay, he open this. Okay, nice. And he will go here. Okay, I am looking for advanced training. Okay, no worries. I click on the submit. Quantity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I say only with 3 people are there. No worries. So these things will be costing will be increased. I want to show you something here. That is, I'm putting a more value. He click on the submit. When I click on the submit, this request has been generated and will landing in my queue. Copy. Admin training here. Let's see from the end user perspective I'm seeing. So you can see. This is the new functionality given by ServiceNow in the Paris release. This one. You can add multiple tabs here. Okay, and this is already covered in my previous video for the ServiceNow Paris lost and found. You can go and check it there. Let's open this request. What happened to this request now? It should follow my workflow. Let's see. Okay, request item has been generated. It should pending approval. Very much fantastic. I want this thing actually, right? Okay. Why it's going to the group approval? We did not configure group approval. Okay. The reason is that ServiceNow provide us a default workflow as well. If you go here and search for the workflow, it's I can say request. This one. So ServiceNow says ServiceNow create one workflow by default in the system and giving us the out of the box to us. He says that if you're creating any catalog item and you're putting the pricing there, and if that price is crossed more than 1000, it will go to the approval automatically. And this particular workflow they created on the request level, not RITM level. Okay, that is the reason it's going to the approval. So if you click here, let's see if anything is appearing for me. Okay, so it's saying okay, price is 1000, name price is 1000. Okay, let's see. Okay, see condition, price is more than or equal to 1000. What will happen? It should go for the approval, automatic approval or catalog request approval. It will see and create a request approval on the catalog request. On the request level, it create approval. See, it is coming from there, right? Now I got my point. Let me approve this, and I will click on the approve because I'm more interested for my workflow now. It should my workflow should also generate, right? It's approved because I created my workflow on the RATM level, not on the request level. Click here, open, let's see. Here it is, right? This is what we configured, right? No task has been generated because I say until unless and anyone will should approve, only then it will be take. Click on the approve. I approve the request now, and you can see the request has been request approved, state is open, one task has been generated for this one. One of my teammate will reach out to this particular user. He will call that particular person and get the query cleared and go for the admission. So what he'll do, he will put in the work in progress one, because he need to take time for the call that particular user, and then he will say, okay, I called to user, he's coming for next batch, submitted. And now you can see, let me go back here, so you can see, let me refresh it quickly so that I can get the more details here. Okay, yeah, it's see request approved, quantity 3, price this, recurring price this, created this, open state. Okay, and now I'll go here. So if being an end user, you can interact from here ever. Thanks for calling. Click on the post, and this will land into, let's see where it will be landing. It will be landing into my request, not request, it's go to the RATM only. See, please submit the amount and post, and you can see, please submit the amount, because I log in from the both side. I am only the person working. So now let's see what this person will do. It will go here, click on the request, mark as a closed task complete, and here you can go. Let me reload my page. And request approved, what happened? Okay, updated, open, anything is there. We close this task, right? Okay, we're done. Seems we missed something in the last level, so it's not be working here. Okay, so this is the way that you can create your own catalog item. So I just take another 2 to 3 more minutes to be discussed on that part. Okay, so this is so by this way you can do the service catalog management at your end, or I can say the request management at your end. The only things you have to be remember from the operation perspective is REQ, RATM, and the task. One REQ can contain multiple RATMs. One RATM contains the multiple tasks. On the opposite side, we have the catalog category, and the catalog items. One catalog contains multiple categories. Multiple category contains multiple items. And also one thing important to be here, that the catalog which is visible to the customer, or not so customer specifically, end user on the portal. For that we also have defined something here. Okay, so do some R&D more, and hope you enjoy this session. You understand a lot of things from there. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel if you did not subscribe till now, and share with the friends and family. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.